Previously on Simselor. Things heated up fast between Rowen and Randi during their cozy bookshop date. And we mean steamy shower scene fast. Meanwhile, Casey brought the laughs and the bruises at the bowling alley, showing Rowen her playful side. Now, with 2 individual dates down and 2 to go, the pressure is on. This week on Simselor. Next up, it's time for fireworks and funny bones. Phoenix is sweeping Rowen away for a sunny beach date, and Katrina is planning a night full of laughs with a surprise stand-up comedy outing. Will either of these dates rise to the steamy standard Randi set? Will Rowen confess his indiscretion with Randi, or keep it to himself? Find out now. Next up, Rowen and Phoenix trade stress for sunshine with a day at the beach, and it all starts with a little swing time fun. "Bet I can go higher," Phoenix said, laughing as her legs pumped through the air. "Oh, it's on," Rowen grinned back. "But if I fly off, you're catching me." The two of them soared side by side, carefree and full of energy, their laughter echoing across the sand. Laying side by side on their towels, the breeze brushing over them, Rowen glanced over. "This feels right," he said quietly. Phoenix turned to meet his gaze. "It does. You make it easy to be myself." He smiled, eyes locked with hers. "I don't want this day to end." She reached over, their fingers brushing. "Then let's make it count." Kneeling in the warm sand, Rowen and Phoenix worked side by side, hands covered in grit as they shaped towers and walls. "You're taking this very seriously," Phoenix teased, sculpting a crooked little turret. Rowen smirked. "This is a highly competitive architectural endeavor." She laughed, flicking sand at him playfully. "You're such a nerd." He grinned. "And you clearly like that about me." Their eyes met, warm and playful. Sunlight, laughter, and something deeper building quietly between them. They splashed in the waves, laughing as the sun glinted off the water. "Truce?" Rowen called out, shielding his face. "Never!" Phoenix grinned, lunging toward him. "Okay, maybe a temporary truce," she whispered. Without another word, he leaned in, and they melted into a smoldering kiss, waves crashing softly around them. As the sun dipped lower behind them, casting a golden glow across the water, Phoenix stood facing Rowen, the breeze catching strands of her hair. "I wasn't expecting this," she said softly, eyes locked on his. "But I think I'm falling in love with you." Rowen's expression shifted, warmth flooding his face. He stepped closer, reaching for her hands. "I'm really glad you said that," he said, smiling. "Because I feel it too." Phoenix stepped closer, her hands gently cupping Rowen's face, her gaze intense. "You know, we could always find somewhere more private," she murmured, her voice low with a playful yet suggestive tone. Rowen didn't hesitate, his heart racing. He leaned in, brushing his lips against hers before whispering, "I think that's a great idea." Without another word, they turned and made their way off the beach, their hands intertwined, the promise of what was to come hanging between them like a quiet tension. Rowen stood at the edge of the water, his jaw was tense, eyes distant. "This isn't me," he muttered. He'd gone too far, twice now, and they didn't know. Randi, Phoenix, 2 women, 2 real connections, and he'd crossed a line with both. "I'm not that guy," he whispered, shaking his head. "But this show, it messes with your head." He looked out at the waves, the guilt settling deeper. Because his feelings were real, and he still had his date with Kat, who he really likes and cares about too. After 2 steamy, emotional dates, Rowen's night with Katrina is all about letting loose. A stand-up comedy night in the city promises laughter, fun, and maybe something deeper. "Hey Rowen, I hope you brought your funny bone because this is going to be epic," Kat said, greeting Rowen at the comedy lounge for their date. Katrina threw her arms around Rowen the moment she saw him, grinning from ear to ear. "Ready to laugh so hard you cry?" she asked, pulling back just enough to look at him. Rowen chuckled, his hands resting lightly on her waist. "Only if you promise not to make fun of my laugh." Katrina winked. "No promises." So dating a guy on national TV? It's kind of like shopping online, she quipped, pacing slightly. You think you're getting a Rowen, but you might end up with a Chad who lives with his mom and collects action figures. The crowd burst into laughter, and the camera cut to Rowen, smiling, shaking his head in disbelief, completely captivated. She's fearless, he said under his breath, clearly impressed. After Katrina's set, Rowen took the mic with a sheepish grin. All right, tough act to follow, he said, glancing her way. But I figure if I bomb, at least I'll still get a pity rose, right? Laughter rippled through the room, especially from Katrina, who doubled over, clapping her hands. You've already got my pity, she called out, teasing him. Rowen leaned into the mic with a mock-serious face. Good, then I can just stand here and look cute. Later, tucked away on a quiet couch, Katrina leaned in with a soft smile. I'm really glad I got this night with you. She kissed him, slow, gentle. Rowen let it linger, but then pulled back. His smile faltered. Katrina frowned. What's wrong? He stood up, eyes down. I need to be honest with you. Rowen ran a hand through his hair, eyes flicking to Katrina's and then away again. I care about you, Kat. I really do, and tonight has been amazing. But I've been physical with Randi and Phoenix. Katrina's expression tightened slightly, but she stayed quiet. I didn't plan for it to happen like that, he said, voice low. But it did, and now I'm standing here with you and I feel guilty, like I'm crossing a line I can't uncross. You deserve better than that. There was a long pause. Then he looked her in the eyes. I respect you too much to pretend I'm not a mess right now. Katrina smiled softly, her eyes steady but warm. I appreciate your honesty, Rowen. That means a lot more than you know. She reached out, gently placing a hand on his. I'm not angry. I get it. You're in a tough spot. And honestly, I'm glad you told me. She paused for a moment, then leaned back, taking a deep breath. But I think it's clear to me now. I'm bowing out. No hard feelings, honestly. With a small smile, she lifted her glass in a quiet toast. I wish you the best of luck, truly. Whatever happens here, you deserve to find what you're looking for. Tonight on Simselor, things are taking an unexpected turn. The rose ceremony is happening earlier than planned, and none of the remaining girls saw this coming. With emotions running high and connections deepening, the pressure is on. The contestants are anxious, unsure of what this surprise twist means for their futures here. For some, tonight could be a game changer, while others are already feeling the weight of the unknown. As Rowen looks at the girls, a moment of clarity hits him. I know what I have to do, but it doesn't make it any easier. He's ready, but unsure if he'll ever feel truly prepared. Randi, he starts, his words soft but deliberate. There's something about the way you see the world, the way you make me feel like I can be myself. It's rare, and that's why I'm giving you this rose. Randi accepts the rose, confident in the connection they're building. Phoenix, he says, his voice steady but with a hint of vulnerability. There's something about you that's impossible to ignore. You've been real with me from the start, and I respect that more than you know. I'm giving you this rose because I can see something special between us, something worth exploring. Phoenix accepts the rose with a warm, knowing smile. Rowen stands before Randi and Katrina, the air heavy with tension. Randi shifts nervously, her eyes flicking between Rowen and the floor. Katrina stands tall but resigned, prepared for what's next. Rowen's heart races as he feels the weight of his decisions. Rowen takes a deep breath, looking at Randi with a soft smile. Randi, you've brought so much fun and lightness into this. I really want to continue exploring what we have. He hands her the rose and she breathes out in relief, her smile lighting up the room. Kat stands off to the side, her gaze distant as she watches Rowen with the other girls. Despite the calm acceptance of her situation, there's a sadness in her eyes, a quiet longing for the kind of love she's yet to experience. She exhales softly, wondering if she'll ever find a connection that makes her feel truly wild, swept away in the kind of love that seems so out of reach. As the other girls head off to prepare for their visits with Rowen's family, He lingers for a moment with Kat. He steps closer, his voice soft but sincere. "I'm really sorry, Kat," he says, his expression genuine. "I hope you find the kind of love you deserve. I know you'll find someone who truly appreciates you. I hope we can stay friends. I really enjoy your company." Kat gives Rowen a playful grin, her tone light and upbeat despite the situation. "Don't worry, Rowen," she says with a wink. "I'm sure we'll cross paths in the real world someday. If all else fails, I'll see you at the cast reunion. I'd love to remain friends." Rowen chuckles, a smile tugging at the corner of his lips. "I like that idea," he responds, appreciative of her positive attitude. They share a brief but genuine look before Kat turns to walk away, leaving Rowen with a sense of relief that, despite the goodbye, there's no hard feelings. Next time on Simselor, Rowen takes the final 3 girls home to meet his family. But with emotions running high, how will the families react? Will Rowen's family approve of any of the girls? Tensions rise as the final connections are tested. Stay tuned to find out. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe.